Time now is 17 minutes past 7.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Bond does Deutschland. It's Kirsty Bond in Germany.
Yeah, we're off to Germany to chat with Kirsty Bond this morning. Hello to you, Kirsty. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Interesting topic today. We're going to be talking about homeschooling in Germany and the fact that homeschooling is in fact illegal, Kirsty.
Yes, I was quite surprised to find that out. And as you know, homeschooling is kind of a minority thing as it is, but over here it's even more so a minority because it is illegal. And people will receive fines of thousands of dollars and can potentially be put in jail and even have their children taken away from them if they do dare to homeschool their children.
Wow. That's pretty full on.
Yeah, it is. Despite that, there are a few rebel families that choose to do it against the law. They estimate around about 600 to 1,000 German children are currently being homeschooled. And those that do, some of them are paying for it financially, and others are kind of taking things to the extreme. One case in particular, the police came knocking at their door one morning and took their children off to school for them. And the next time the police came knocking, the family got a whole lot of people outside their house to sort of put a barricade across the front doorstep so that the police couldn't approach them. And they called the media and made a bit of a palaver out of it. And they ended up fleeing to the US, where they claimed that they would be persecuted if they returned back to Germany, persecuted for their beliefs. And a judge in Tennessee actually upheld their case and granted them asylum. So that happened at the beginning of the year. And it seems like it's not the first of its kind either, because now another family has done the same thing in Canada, and their case is currently going before the courts as well.
Absolutely fascinating. So I guess the question would be, though, I mean, what do these people intend on teaching their children that the schools in Germany aren't teaching their children? So I suppose it would be interesting to find out what was going to be different in their schooling. Yeah,
a lot of parents do it for religious reasons, because they want their children to have a religious upbringing that they don't think that the child will receive at school, or they might want to protect them from having a secular sex education through the schooling system. But these particular parents basically say that they want their children to become self-reliant adults out of the way of bullies and the distractions of 30 other kids in a classroom trying to get the teacher's attention. So it's not so much a religious grounds there, but they're just determined that it's their right to provide that environment for their children.
I just wonder if there's a concern about, in particular, with a country like Germany, about the teaching of history and that kind of stuff.
I wouldn't say so. I think that the history is probably quite a big part of the school curriculum here, and I think obviously it's not a very nice history, is it? Not something that many Germans are really proud of, but despite that, I think the schools are doing their job and, teaching the truth of it, and kind of almost like going to the extreme here of bringing all those things into the light. And it seems like every second week there's a documentary on Hitler and World War II and all this on the telly. So I don't think it's something that people are really shying away from.
I guess my point is I'd imagine that the school system there would be keen for the correct curriculum with regards to history to being taught, and there might be some concern that if kids were homeschooled, then they might get a certain version of history from their parents.
Possibly, yeah. I'm not too sure. What they do say, the state is against it basically because they think it's a barrier to integration, and they don't want parallel societies to be created, apparently.
Yeah. Which figures. What about the actual school system itself? How is that set up?
Well, see, I was really surprised too when I found out about the school system here. I assumed, like in New Zealand, that everyone would just be mixed in together, all kids of all abilities, But here, you spend the first 4 years of your schooling life mixed in with everybody, and then when you get to the age of 10, you do some kind of test or evaluation, and the school then gives a recommendation, which basically has to be obeyed by the parents in most cases, as to which school the child should then go on to. Like after they're 10, they get separated into 3 different categories, and to put it bluntly, it's basically the dumb kids, the medium kids, and the brainy kids all getting put into their little boxes and sent.
Vorübergehend nicht zu erreichen. The person you've called is temporarily not available.
The person we've called has disappeared off the line.
Vorübergehend nicht zu erreichen.
Oh, goodness me.
The person you've called is temporarily not available.
That's unexpected. There you go. Well, that was Kirsty Bond. Almost wrapped things up there anyway. That was interesting. Just to summarise there, that homeschooling in Germany is in fact illegal. In fact, some parents have sought asylum in other countries in order to be able to homeschool their children. And I don't know whether or not some Kirsty Bond's coins ran out in the phone there or something. Perhaps that's what happened. But there you go. Track now from Shapeshifter.